My name is Yorgos Ioannidis, and I am for the last 4.5 years the CEO of Romtelecom. I started my life in Istanbul, Turkey. I was born there, raised up there, went to school and university there. Then I went to the States for my master's degree, and later on I settled in Greece. I started my career as a telecoms engineer. I studied telecoms in the university, and I started working in OTE, which is the incumbent operator in Greece. I worked 17 years as a telecom engineer in different functions, and then in 1993 I moved to Vodafone Greece. It was called at that time Panafon. I stayed there for 5 years, and then I was offered the position of the Chief Technology Officer of Cosmote, which was establishing at that moment a new company. I stayed with Cosmote 2.5 years, and I was assigned as CEO of OTE, which was the Internet and IP services company of OTE. I lived stayed with and worked with OTE for about 6.5 years, and in the meantime I was also for 2.5 years the CTO of OTE, the Chief Technology Officer of OTE. After that I was offered the position in Romtelecom. I believe all these years that was a great experience, and I'll try to focus on some milestones of my career. The major one was when I started understanding that I should not expect from anyone else anything to do for me, but I should be preparing myself all the time to the best possible level so that no matter what the circumstances, I would be able to get out of those as a winner. I can say that I learned over time that there is nothing in life to be called fair or unfair from your point of view. You can have your ethics, you can try to be fair, but you should not expect others to treat you fairly. You will have many instances where you will say, this is unfair. I suggest that you don't say that. You try to look into the circumstances and consider every obstacle that you have in front of you as an opportunity to step up. So, everything that you may consider at one point in time as unfair may become for you a great opportunity for a new adventure, a new step, a higher step. So in my career, the areas where I focused was, first of all, knowing a lot, which means reading, experimenting, trying, understanding, and then developing all the knowledge that made me important and useful for the company I was working. That was number one. Number two is working very hard. Working very hard to achieve a result. And this is very important to achieve and deliver, because when you achieve and deliver, no matter what, some people will say, this is a tough situation, and let's call Guy to resolve the problem. And if you are needed to resolve the problem, then you will always be needed and you will be assigned important tasks. Third one is to learn to live together with others. And others means all sorts of personalities. You will have to adapt and live in an environment that changes continuously, that depends on different people, on different personalities, people with different ethics, people with different cultures. And you will have to learn how to live. You cannot expect others to be like you. Actually, you will very seldomly find people who are like you. Of course, those ones you can choose to be your friends. But in the working environment, doesn't mean that you will have friends. You may have friends, and this is very pleasant whenever it happens, but this does not mean that all the time you will have friends around you. But you have to get along with everyone, no matter what his personality, no matter what his culture. Of course, you will have to preach for what you believe is the right thing to be done, and you will have to convince others about it. And you have to convince others about it by showing in practice that your way of thinking and your way of acting is the right one. You should not be talking without evidence. You should not be talking without giving examples from your daily personal life, because it's your personal life that convinces. It's your personal deeds that convince people, and not what you say. So I think this is the best message that I could give you about your future, about achieving in life. I believe that whatever I have achieved in life was mainly due to my persistence in delivering results. And you can deliver results only if you know how to do things, if you understand things, if you can understand what the people are saying. In order to understand what others are saying, you have to listen. So before talking, listen first. Listen carefully, try to understand what the others are saying, and then give your response. If you agree, you can say, I agree. If you disagree, with a nice way, without insulting the other side, you have to say that you disagree, and you have to prove where the disagreement is and why you disagree. These are some important issues in life, and not insulting others or not offending others is very important in your daily life in the society, because sometimes we don't even understand that we may be offending others by the way we treat them, by the way we talk to them, by the way we behave on our daily practice. So these are some few examples of how someone can live his life, how he can proceed, how he can achieve things. And I'm sure that following deep knowledge, hard work, respect to others, and the win-win concept that I win, you win, câștig, câștig, I think it is in Romanian. One final thing that I would like to mention is, in your career and in your effort to succeed, don't be hasty, don't hurry up. You will achieve it at the end of the day, but don't try to do things very quickly, because then you will probably fail. What you have to do is, as we have said, try to learn as much as you can. Try to know things, try to achieve, try to make things work, and then the success will come. Don't keep in your mind the success. Keep in mind how to know and how to do things in the better possible way. And don't be scared of that one. Don't be scared of the time that you may be losing, because each step is important. When someone goes up the ladder step by step, he is sure that he will succeed and reach the last point. If he starts jumping steps, then there is a chance that he may fall down. So keep this in mind and don't be hasty in achieving your targets. That's my final point. If you follow these principles, I'm sure that you will succeed in your life.